they're being passed around.
Why is it so easy to open them?
Chef, don't ask that question. Just don't open.
At least pass it back.
Anyway.
It might accidentally open.
Now, do you guys know, guys, let Samantha explain to you what a dialysis tube is. This is what she had inside of her for the year, last year, before she got the new kidney.
Yep. So what it does is it's inside you, and the end of it, this part here, see this sort of cap? They take off the cap and they hook it up to another tube that goes into a machine that sort of pumps food into you, and then it drains it out. And then it lets it sit in there. It's called dialysis.
You guys, sorry, go ahead.
And some of you do know what it looks like.
Because you saw it at camp, right? You saw the machine up at camp when Sam brought it up. So that part of it, so part of the tube sticks outside of her and it was clipped onto her. The other part of the tube is inside of her where the fluid
The
goes.
slightly greasier part of the tube with the yellow stuff on it is the inside part.
But obviously when the new kidney goes in, that tube comes out because you don't have to be on dialysis anymore.
Yeah.
But we get to keep it.
Yeah.
So you can pass that around.
Pass that around again.
Don't open it, please. Just look at it. Part of that was inside her, part of that was outside her.
It's a specimen, guys. Don't open it. What did I say?
There's water in it. She wear that all day, every day.
She had it under her shirt every day for the last 10 months. You guys never even noticed. It was clipped by a little Band-Aid onto her tummy.
Anyway, so
It's okay,
that's
yeah.
the outside part of the dialysis
Pass it
tube.
down, pass it around, Avraham.
And this part,
Shh, 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 shh.
and this part is the inside. So this is the inside part, and as you can see, it has some sort of yellowy, tissuey stuff.
It has bits of her inside still stuck to it. That was the inside part. So
I don't know, some tissue.
we don't actually know what kind of body tissue it is. It could be a few different things. But it could be a few different things, but it definitely is part of what's inside her that she wouldn't normally see. Go ahead. Now seriously, no opening this, okay? That's actual
Especially not that one.
internal body tissue there. So do not open.
No body tissues in it. Don't open it.
Pass it around. Okay, Avraham, let somebody else look at it.
Okay.
Next.
It's so tempting
Oh my god,
It's not going to hurt you. All right. Shh, shh, shh. There's one last sample. Where's this catheter? Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Okay. Shh, shh, shh. We're not done yet. We're not done with the good bits yet. We have a few more samples. Shh.
Oh, not that one. This one. So.
Oh, that's the central line.
So, when they took the kidney out, they put a tube in me.
Quiet.
That's called a central line, and they had to pump fluids through it to sort of keep my body hydrated.
And medicines.
And medicines and fluids. So this is a drip, and basically this part of the drip they stick inside, and this part of the drip, that goes on the outside, and they hook that up to another wire that's connected to a machine that pumps all the fluid into you. So
In fact, in the photo, in this photo in the middle, right here, you can see the central
Do
line
you see that tube
in her-
across my neck?
in her right shoulder.
That's the tube from the central.
And believe me, that needle that they put into her was about that big.
Is that
It was pretty long.
Is that blood?
Yes, that is.
Yes, that is blood.
That is blood.
Ooh, did you find out?
That and there's a little blood, and there's a little blood still inside this tube from when they took it out. So definitely don't open that.
Whoa, that's like awesome.
Okay?
That means I could get any kidney match. I actually have the best blood types for donor.
Yeah.
Unless they're negative.
There's blood really excited. Yeah, okay, that one's been finished passing out.
Okay, and you have one more to show?
And I have one more to show. I put it in my pocket.
Just put those in. Okay, last one.
Right, so this is the last little sample we have. This is probably the least grossest. See, it's
called a
very
stent.
small, it's very thin, and it's called a stent. And they put and this goes and they put this in the artery just to keep the artery open, so that line, that artery that goes from the kidney to the bladder can stay open while it's healing from the surgery.
And-
So
And then about 6 weeks after the surgery was
about
over.
6 weeks, they do a minor procedure just to take this out, and they have to put you under a general. but it's just like a day thing, and it doesn't hurt.
So this was 6 weeks after surgery, and when they took this out, it meant for the first time in 10 months that Samantha had no artificial parts in her body at all. No lines, no tubes. She was completely organic
And she could eat
with the new kidney.
And she could eat chocolate.
She can eat chocolate. She can eat whatever she wants now. Yeah.
But Sam, we can't open it.
No, no.
Again, you can't open this.
And it's called a double J stent, and it's what the doctors put in to help the arteries stay open while the new kidney heals.
And the reason it's called a double J stent, could I just borrow this for a minute? It's because it has a little loop. Do you see the little loops there?
It's got actually, two J's on either
So
end.
that's why it's called a double J stent.
That's how it holds in. And tell them about the biopsy in mid-June. That's the last procedure.
And the last procedure they need to do, now
One.
that they're done with the main operations and everything,
Quiet, guys. Listen.
is that they need to do something called
Shh, shh, shh. Come on.
they need to do something called a biopsy just to make sure the kidney is working all right, and they'll do that sort of a month from now because I'm already pretty much 2 months post-transplant. So about another month from now, they'll just do that.
Tell them what a biopsy is.
I'm not quite sure myself.
They're going to put her to sleep again under general anesthesia. They're going to stick a needle into her side through her kidney.
Yeah. No, and they're going to stick it in and they're going to inject it out, and they're going to take a little bit
Of cells. The actual cells of the new kidney.
Some cells, and they're going to put it under a microscope and look at them and be like,
And see how they're working.
If they're working all right.
And that'll be the last medical procedure, and other than being on medicines and pills every day to help the new kidney work right and make sure it doesn't get rejected, that's the last surgical procedure, that she's going to need, and that'll be the end of it. And this has been a year-long process that we're at the end of right now.
Okay, question time. How am I having picked you? You raise your hand. And just for that, I'm going to pick Jesse first.
Okay.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
So in this picture, that one,
Yeah.
you're wearing a mask, right?
Mhm.
So when you came out of hospital, did you have to wear that? Like, how long did you have
Yep.
to wear that?
Well, every time I visit the hospital, they make me wear a mask because there's a way higher risk of, getting infected and getting germs and getting sick in the hospital because there are just so many sick people.
Explain to them the pills you're on and what immunosuppression is.
Right. Well, they put me on some drugs to suppress my immune system, to take it down a bit, so my immune system doesn't fight off little bugs, little cold bugs, or little...
The reason they're
bugs or
suppressing her
anything.
immune system is so it doesn't reject the new kidney.
Yeah, because the immune system, if it sees the new kidney as a foreign object. And so if we suppress the immune system, it can't really do anything. And eventually, the immune system will just get used to the kidney being there, and they'll accept it, and then they'll say, okay, it's all right, and we don't need to taper it all, and the doctors won't need to give me medication.
In fact, that's what's happening now. Her medication
taking down
is being
doses.
taken down all the time, which is why she can now come back to school, because she can fight off any little bugs or coughs of infections that any of you may have, like you can all do normally. However, if any of you are sick on any particular day, it would be a good idea to sort of just stay a little bit away from her.
Sorry about that.
That's all. No problem, Masha. She's fine.
Because she's that awesome.
Now is it Abraham's turn for a question?
Yes, stop. No, but Jesse, I think...
Jesse, sorry, Jesse.
It's okay. For the last thing that when you're gonna get a list, the last thing that they're gonna do.
The biopsy.
Yeah. When will that be?
About a month from now.
Mid-
Actually, they have to do it routinely, so they'll do it 3 months, and then 5 months, and then a year.
Yeah, they may do others. Yeah.
Yeah, they will do others just to check it's working. It's like a regular check.
So with the double J, I noticed that there were little holes. What would exactly those be for?
It just makes it lighter, because the way the double J stent works is, I don't know if you guys know how it works, but you've got your bladder, then you have a tube called the ureter, and the ureter is attached to your kidney. So when your kidney makes urine, it passes from the kidney through the ureter, the tube, into the bladder, and then you pee it out, which you all know. When you get a new kidney, the doctor has to stitch the ureter that comes with the donor kidney into Sam's bladder. That stent goes inside the ureter-bladder connection to help keep it open and stable while the stitches heal. Once the stitches heal, it's a foreign object in the body. They want to take it out, okay? So they just take it out. It's a 15-minute procedure, and they just pull it out, and that's it. 1 J hooks into the bladder to keep it steady in the bladder. 1 J hooks into the kidney, and the actual thing in the middle passes through the ureter. The holes and whatnot are just to let the surgeons grip it a little better, make it lighter weight, allow fluids to pass through it more, etc. The doctors also had to sew up one artery from the kidney to her arterial system to let the blood go in the kidney, and one vein they sewed up to let the blood go out. Blood goes in, blood goes out, kidney cleans it, waste product goes through the urine into the bladder, you pee it out, the clean blood goes back into your system. And this goes on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without you ever being aware of it.
Yep.
It's an amazing thing, actually.
Yeah, it's very amazing.
Other questions? Comments?
You're all set.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Well, I actually have something to say at the end of this.
I
Rudy,
think Rudy has
Rudy
a
has a question.
Rudy.
When they put that feeding tube.
Can I answer that? Because I was. You want to answer it? You.
Hey, Dad, I was there. I remember it.
Yeah, we were both there.
The night I went into kidney failure about a year ago, after they diagnosed it, they put me into intensive care. And the next morning, they gave me an operation to put in the dialysis tube. But in the meantime, they didn't want me to eat anything, so they tried to put the MG tube on. Unfortunately, that really hurts. If you've ever had someone try to stick something up your nose, especially a plastic tube, I'm sure you know how that feels.
Or maybe not. You don't know how it
maybe
feels.
not.
Do not try. Do not try this
No,
at home.
don't try it at home.
Okay. These were
Don't do this
medical
stuff for
professionals.
recreational purposes, please.
I was.
Yeah. Anyway.
They tried to
was
do it
really
when she was
terrible.
awake.
Yeah, they tried to do it when I was awake, but I just wouldn't take it, so they just put me under some general and they put it in.
And at that point, I was sitting with her at 3 in the morning in ICU, and I said, guys, we're going to have to put her under. So they put her under a kind of light sedative, which looks like milk, actually. And then they got it in. It took them a couple of tries, by the way, to get it all the way in. So it's not fun.
It's not fun.
They got to put. It actually has little markers on it, which tells you how deep. It has little markers on it, Rudy, which tells you how deep it's going in. And they use those markers to measure when it gets into your stomach. And there's other ways they can know when it's in your stomach.
So they don't like go through the stomach.
They don't want to go through the stomach. They also don't want just to leave it in your. They don't want to leave it in your throat either. It's got to just go long enough, but not too far. And they have various ways. It's a very good question. More questions?
Reuven.
Yes. When you were on the sleep drugs for your operation, when you were waking up, did you see any like rainbows or anything colourful?
That's
To be honest, yeah. I know.
yeah, Reuven, it's not that sort of drug.
Oh,
It's not that sort of drug, Reuven. It puts you to sleep. It doesn't make you have hallucinations. It's not like coke.
She did say though that it was one of the best sleeps she ever had. And I was in the room.
It was a good nap.
I was in the room when she was getting the anesthesia. So it was a good nap. Sorry, we'll get to you back in a second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Who's that? Daniel. Shh, 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 shh. Daniel's question. Shh. Can't hear Daniel. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty sleepy.
Like, you remember waking up, but then you're just so tired, you pretty much just go back to sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah. So even if the operation only takes like 15 minutes and it's sort of in and out, after you wake up, you're just so tired, you just want to go back to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I sat in a chair in ICU with her the whole first night, and she was dozing on and off. However, a couple hours after the operation, when she was coming around and waking up and feeling good, she started playing some apps on the iPad in ICU. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And they were pretty relaxed about that. We had to kind of prop her up on her side though, because she had so many lines and tubes. I mean, you can see the picture
I had
of her.
to lie like this.
You can see the
to
picture
watch
of her.
the
I mean,
video.
this one in the upper corner, that's ICU. And you can see the number of tubes, lines, monitors. It's incredible. There's barely any room to move or breathe
I know,
in there.
and the thing is, when you're on anesthetic, you have no real sense of time. So I woke up at 3 in the morning and I thought it was 7.
Yeah.
And at one point I woke up and I heard this sort of gentle snoring. And Dad had fallen asleep in the chair. Anyway, but also like in ICU there are all these beeps and because there are just so many machines taking your blood pressure and putting things in. And for example, the drip, the central line, when it wants you to put more fluid in it because you have to hook bags so it can drain them and put it in. It makes this, beep-a-deep, beep-a-deep, beep-a-deep. And if nobody comes, then it's just going to keep doing that until somebody puts another bag of fluid on.
There's a lot of beeps and noises in
There are
hospitals.
lots of beeps and lots of noises. And it's annoying.
Okay, Jesse.
And they're always waking you up to check your blood pressure and things. Okay.
Yeah, they wake you up a lot.
Yeah. Jesse.
Jesse, another question?
Sorry. How old was Sky, and
5
did
minutes.
she like miss anything that was like going on?
Sky was 22. She works at a movie company called Annapurna Pictures. She like edits scripts and things.
So did she?
So
like,
she has a
miss-
very hectic job, but her boss gave her leave. And once they found out the reason she was going, her boss was like, you know what, it's fine. Like, just you can take time off work. And they gave her like a whole month extra leave.
And we gave, and not only that, we gave her a beautiful gift box that said plaque, with a plaque on it said, "Thank you for your wonderful donation, gift of life to Sam," because she really did save Sam's life. And in addition, her friends in Los Angeles called up Southern Made Donuts. You guys know Southern Made Donuts? Because she loves donuts, and they had a dozen donuts delivered to her in the hospital as a present, along with some flowers. But Sky took 3 weeks off work. You'll be happy to know that Sky is back in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
back at her job in the movie business, making movies.
Making money.
She is 100% perfect. She says it's like it never happened. It's like it never happened. One kidney, she'll live the rest of her life just fine.
We found out something really interesting about the person that gives the kidney.
Mhm.
What did the lady say to the kidney kids about the donors? No, the kidney that is left with the donor.
Me?
Yeah.
She said that because the
Turn around.
Oh, she said that so because she doesn't have two kidneys, the one kidney will expand to make
That's right.
like
Oh yeah.
It's like a muscle. It gets a little bigger because it's exercised more.
it will
Yeah.
like replace the other kidney. So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Rudy has another question.
Loud, Rudy. Yes, Sky. You guys met Sky. She came in here to say hi to everybody.
She came in to
Yeah,
collect
she
tickets.
came in to say hi to everybody.
Okay, Baxter.
When you woke up, when after operation, did you feel that like you're a bit sick when you first wake up? Like everything's all blurry, you just feel sick.
No,
Because
I don't feel sick. You feel sleepy, and if there's any residual pain from the surgery, like my stomach really hurt when I woke up because they, cut it open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Shh, quiet. Avram, what's the question?
I kind of have two questions. The first one is, did both of her kidneys fail?
Both of her kidneys failed, and neither one was taken out, by the way. She has 3 kidneys in her now. The other 2 were left in there because they're not bothering her. They're just not doing anything.
It's not diseased, which it's not. It's just that I don't have diseased kidneys. They've just stopped working. So basically, they're just sort of filling space now. Yeah.
And by the way, your kidneys are in your back right here, but her new kidney is actually here in the front
In the front.
because it's the shortest distance to the bladder. That's why.
Okay, Ariella.
You
Sorry.
One more quick one because we're pushing time now.
If only one of your kidneys stopped, would your other kidney expand like
Yes.
the donor?
Yes, just like Sky's did. But in her
Yeah.
case, they both stopped, so she needed a new kidney, and that's why she was on dialysis. She got it. I think
Okay.
we're pushing 2 o'clock here, but
Yep,
go ahead.
just Ariella's question, and then that's it. No more questions.
It's more like a statement, but
Go ahead.
you know how you said when you had no really concept of time?
Yeah.
When I went to hospital, I thought it was like 3 p.m., but it turned out to be 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
I remember when you were in hospital, when you got hit by the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got hit by a car.
Anybody else, or is that it?
She got hit by a car.
Sorry, okay, then one last one, then I just want to say one thing for 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Oh.
Shh.
Was there any time when you just didn't know where you were?
No, they actually, I remember when they first put the catheter in, when I was in ICU, they kept waking me up because I was just falling asleep.
They keep asking you.
One of the side effects of renal failure is that your body can't get rid of one of the chemicals urea, which makes you tired. I wanted to fall asleep everywhere, and I did. Like someone would have to wake me up. So I just wanted to sleep, but they kept waking me up and asking me, Sam, do you know where you are? They want to make sure your brain hasn't been affected or anything. And the first time I thought it was kind of a weird question, so I didn't answer. And they were like, Sam, you're at Starship, right? And you were like, yeah, you do, right? And I said, yes, I know. I got mad at them, and then when they asked me, I told them I was at Starship. Because I knew, I just thought it was weird, so I didn't answer.
Okay,
Why are you asking me?
can I
Of course
say-
know where I am.
Can I say something?
Stupid.
Can I say something now, and Sam will agree with me, but I want to say it. First of all, you know, this has been a long journey. I mean, she crashed a year ago, missed 3 weeks of school. Took us 10 months to find the right kidney, but we did. It was a real cooperative effort. The doctors at Starship were amazing, but all of you guys were amazing too. All the cards, the letters, the visits, you know, some of the little gifts and things. The support was just wonderful, and so you guys have been a terrific class. Sam couldn't ask for better friends, and speaking on behalf of her family and parents, we couldn't have asked for better friends. And also Mrs. Meltzer, who was wonderful, as were other teachers who made sure she had the right work and visited her. So something like this is a big ordeal, but, you know, you do it together, and you guys were all terrific. So you should all, you know, give yourselves a little pat on the back. In the same way that I want to give Samantha a pat on the back, because this is an incredibly difficult thing for a kid to go through, and she went through it beautifully. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna take this off.
We,
Okay.
Kids Marathon